Mushoku Tensei is a really special manga to me. It's mainly because it's the first manga that really inspired me to do YouTube videos. But it's like on a different channel and stuff, so you can't really see them now. But yeah. Although this YouTube channel is not too big as well, but I have been uploading on it for like the past year now, so I'll just do this as of like a celebration thing. So this one would be like have spoilers, and because it's already such a famous series, so yeah, just keep that in mind. I really like the idea of this manga. I know it's like an isekai manga, but it is one of the ancient isekai mangas and the rare ones that have ended already. And it kind of kicked off the whole trend with it being extremely popular with its light novels and the manga even before the anime got released. But the anime made it even more popular thanks to like how amazing and good it is. Like a whole separate company is created just for Mushoku Tensei alone really sees how famous and how they know that this will have an impact, so they will just like risk it and then like take the risk. I don't know if it's because it's the start of an isekai. It really feels like the author put a lot of effort into the world building of this manga. The world feels very real and seems like a replicant of Earth with like magic and stuff like a normal isekai world. And then the pacing for this manga is also really good. Like I really just can't stop reading it. Like I started like rereading it like 3 weeks ago, and then I finished it in like a week. That's a manga, not like the light novel or the anime, because I just prefer manga over like those two. The whole story feels like extremely smooth to read, and it really feels like you are like Rudy's and you're watching him to grow, and then as he like experiences being a like you know like basically reliving his life and trying to perfect it to sort of like as a tribute to how he lived in his past life, just like the motto of this story. However, it's by far the best thing I think the author did was how he made the characters. They really made the side characters in this manga really like unique. They're all interesting in their own ways, and they just feel a lot more human than typical manga characters. I think the author did like a really good job at them, and the main characters in this game is manga is still not like super OP, and then although he is like OP, but then the author did it in a right way that would still make me feel intense instead of like just being overpowered and know like he wouldn't die. And he did a really good job at emphasizing with Rudius. It's not to the point where it's like Land of the Lustrous where Fox for Firelight just can't get the happiness he deserves. It's just the right amount of to make you emphasize with the character and feel sad for him, but you wouldn't be going to deep pain because you know the character is just going to suffer over and over again. Back to the side characters that I was talking about. Like all the side characters really elevated the way this manga feels. All of them feels almost as real as the main character. The author put almost like you can feel that he put the same amount of effort into those side characters as the main character. And like most of them would get their own small dedicated arc, which I think is really good. I especially like the nuance one, the Rudy with his sister. I think that art is actually awesome. It's quite recent for the manga, so like if you haven't read it, I suggest you like read up to that point since I really like that. I also really like the way the author makes me actually care and emphasize with the character, which is honestly very hard for an isekai manga. where it's like it's very different from our world. But here I would like genuinely care for like each of the character, and then I would feel like really bad if something bad ever happened to them. This could be because of how the author made this world feel really realistic. It uses a lot of settings that correlate with the real world. For example, traveling across the world would actually take like years, and then the communication would be very behind, since it would be actually medieval times instead of just some random magic users, which affects the plot a lot. Like if there's fast travel in this world, then a lot of things will just be already solved and a lot of the problems wouldn't exist. Which usually a lot of manga or anime just completely ignores, where it is a crucial setting for Mushoku Tensei. You can feel character getting more developed and actually change when like 2 to 3 years Rudeus is apart from them, which we didn't get to know since our stories always focus on the POV of Rudeus. Which makes this manga extremely interesting, as you can really see how people act towards Rudeus when even he hasn't been with them for the past few years. Nuance is like a great example where like everyone else has been talking good things about Rudeus, but she kinda hated him. So yeah, I just find it really interesting. And to close it off, I would always first prefer Aries over the other two.